Hey, what's up, horror fans? This is Vincente, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of The Ghost Files. What is up, everybody? It is Friday, October 24th, 2025, and it is yet another edition of the Ghost Files Live. I'm your host, Vincent DeSanti, and I'd like to welcome you to the Womp Stomp Films YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to this channel, join on board for all things horror movies, Friday the 13th, and chickens that are ghost. That's right, this week is celebrating the 1 week countdown to the end of the Ghost Chicken Kickstarter campaign. It is kicked off in the last week. We are within 15% of our final goal. So hopefully this final week will be the last touch that we need to do that. Today, we released a teaser on the YouTube, the Womp Stomp Films YouTube channel. If you have checked it out, please go back, make sure that you've liked the video, make sure that you've commented on the video, make sure you've taken the little shareable link and put it on your social media and share it all around. Please help spread the word about Ghost Chicken this week. I almost said like 5 different other titles because there's so many ghosts in the Womp Stomp Films library. Ghost Chicken, Ghosts in the Fog, Ghost Files Live. We got a lot of ghost up in here, but let's say what's up to everybody. Checking out Steve DMV is in here. Cluck cluck cluck, bark bark bark. Trying out for Ghost Chicken. Mardine, hopefully you're still here, Mardina. Allie's Hurl, happy Allie's here. Happy Ghost Files, everybody. Steve DMV here with a new little logo. Steve DMV YouTube, awesome. What's going on? Shot by Shot Official. You got a ton of stuff here. Davey Deathray stole his views. No, I hope Davey's got a nice stream going on. I will head over to see Vinny on Davey's stream after this. That's right. After tonight, this is going to be a short stream. This is just for the Womp Stompers tonight, maybe a smaller crew. But this is out there for people to rewatch too. So if you're rewatching, hey, what's up from the past? Hello to the future. Let me see who else is here who I haven't seen yet. Tyler Adams is in the house. What's up, man? Got your email. Glad to see you here. Liana is here. What's up, Liana? Stealing you from Davey's stream. Tonight I'll try to get through some stuff fairly quickly. Mostly just been staying busy over here at Womp Stomp Films. It was a very busy week on set this week, but we did have time to finish the first of many releases of things that we're going to be releasing here on the Ghost Files, not on Ghost Files, on the Womp Stomp Films YouTube channel over the next week. Today it was the Ghost Files teaser. The Ghost Chicken teaser. Next Friday is going to be Ghost in the Fog. And then in between that, there's going to be another special surprise, which I'm going to talk about later on in this podcast. A shout out to my good friend, Brian Cooley, who may be watching, maybe checking in a little bit. But let's jump into a little bit of headlines real quick. We're going to shift over to Meow, and then things are going to change in the background. Let me get this going. Oh, if I haven't forgot, boop, there goes the QR code. This QR code right here is to Ghost Chicken Kickstarter campaign. If you want to donate to that tonight or later in the future when you watch this, definitely do that now. But here I got a couple updates this week. I got a cool update from my friends in the local New England area. Next Thursday, October 30th, at Dead Beats Bar in Providence, Rhode Island, 289 Knight Street in Providence, 7:30 p.m. We're going to do a double screening. Kind of a double screening. We're going to do a screening of the original Never Hike Alone. It's going to start at 7:30. I'm going to be there. We're going to do a Crystal Lake costume contest. So any type of costume that you want to do, either related to Camp Crystal Lake or adjacent, show up. Whoever wins the prize that night is going to wear a cool Never Hike Alone swag bag. I will obviously be in attendance, but we're also going to show a day in advance a sneak preview of Ghost in the Fog. So we're going to play that for everybody. They're going to be our test audience on Thursday night, the night before we release it on YouTube the next day. So if you're in the Providence area and you're a huge horror fan, you should definitely come out and check that out. Aside from that, tonight I want to do a bunch of updates on Ghost Chicken. We did release the Ghost Chicken teaser trailer today. And if you missed it, Well, I have a treat for you. I have it down here. We're going to play it right now. It's only about 48 seconds long. So let's dive into that right now. So yes, bring me back. There we go. So that was so that's our little teaser based on some early work that was done by our friends at Mako Animation, the same folks who are doing Ghosts in the Fog. This was just a fun little thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We just wanted to get something that was a little animated to get out there and help spread the word. So hopefully this will do just that. Maybe I'll get some gifts out or something, that way we can, get this thing in. But just doing anything that we can to help spread the word in the final week about everything that is going on. Right now we are at 84% on the campaign. You see 101 backers, 8,468. So basically 85%, about 15% to go. Just a little under, a little over $1,500 to make it. I know that we can do that within a week. Obviously things pick up in the final days as well. So definitely, you could do me a huge favor by getting the link that is in the description of this video and sharing that out to some other folks. Now, another cool thing that happened is last week we were only at 39%, and then we did a thing where we jumped up over 50% in the last weekend. And by doing that, if you haven't been checking out the campaign, it means that we released a new page. And here's what that new page looks like. It is, this is page 17 in the book, 17 of 50. And this is just about when Lexi is about to jump in and go on her mission to find the chicken. And so after searching around, the chicken finds her, and something pretty cool happens here, but we won't do that until you actually back the book and you get to check it out. So another cool thing, speaking of backing the book and checking it out, is this past week I got my book from Scott Alan Gregory for Ripped to Shreds. Now, for those of you who don't know about this project, this is not how I met Scott, but this is the project that inspired me to do Ghost Chicken as a graphic novel. Scott completed this earlier this year. As you can see, this is Russell Todd, and this is Laurie Marie Taylor from Friday the 13th Part 2. Ripped to Shreds is a book that is based on a script from the 1980s that never got made. It is a beautiful comic book. This is the hardcover. This thing is beautiful. I mean, this has a lot more pages than what Ghost Chicken will have because it's 100 and something page script, but there's a whole bunch of like behind the scenes of character designs and a whole bunch of stuff. But this came out amazing, super high quality. If you back Ghost Chicken, you're getting something of the same quality. This is how it's done. And if you look really closely within the book, you'll find a young version of Vin in there as well. So here's my little cameo. I'm trying not to get too much reflection in there. There's my little cameo. Actually talking to Russell Todd, which is pretty cool. I also have a cameo with South Jersey Jason. I'm in a shot with him as well, which is pretty rad. So if you guys do that, you can also get in the book. Boop. Let's just move over. You can also get in Ghost Chicken. There are multiple roles that are still available. There are cameo roles. There are guest stars, but the main one has been taken, so that will be going. This, as you can see here, is a preview of what our hardcover will look like. Same thing, same high quality materials. We're going to be working with Artist Express to fulfill these books in early spring, basically just like we did with Ripped to Shreds, or just like Scott did with Ripped to Shreds. It's about a 6-month turnaround from the end of the campaign. And we're going to have these things out to you next spring, probably around the same time that the Final Cut Blu-rays are going out and doing stuff. Now, for those of you who don't know, We are going to, if we hit our goal, we are going to go into a stretch goal thing, but we would like to hit that stretch goal early. Why does sharing caring make sense? Because you can get things like the ghost chicken pin, the magnets, the radio play, the animatic, and discounts on future campaigns that we're going to run for ghost chicken. So as the better the campaign does, the better it does for the backers as well. You get free swag, you get free access to things that people aren't going to see for a long time, exclusive access, lots of things we can't do with the Never Hike Alone stuff we can do with this. So that is going to be really cool. But speaking of Never Hike Alone, I did tease something. I was in Alabama a couple of weeks ago shooting a little special something called 5 Trucks to Escape Camp Crystal Lake. Right there is my friend Brian Cooley, who is from Huntsville, Alabama. He's a big fan of the channel. He's been on the Ghost Files and chatted before. A conversation that started here led to a series of emails, led to some brainstorming, and I was flown down to Huntsville, Florida, Huntsville, Alabama, along with my good friend Kaiden Ritchie to go work with Brian and his crew on something called 5 Trucks to Escape Camp Crystal Lake. Now, if you haven't been to Brian's channel, it's called Bama Cooley. He does a lot of car and truck reviews that you can watch that are a lot of fun. He's a big gearhead. Him and I were both bonding over our love of cars and, big trucks and things like that. And he came up with an idea to say he wanted to rate 5 trucks that he would use to escape Crystal Lake. And he would wondering if I would be interested in coming and making a cameo as Ghost Jason. Well, we went down there for a couple of days, did some filming, and we had a lot of fun. Here's a little sneak preview of a shot of me as Jason. So I did get back in the official costume. I was there with Kaiden to help me do this. We had a lot of fun kind of mocking up some stuff. It's a little bit of mockumentary, a little bit of Never Hike Alone. There were some really cool shots in here, but I did tease this earlier today on the Instagram. This will be releasing, I believe, sometime on October 30th, I believe is the goal. So we release Ghost Chicken today. We're going to release this next Thursday, and we're going to also release Ghosts in the Fog preview on next Friday on Halloween. So we got lots of stuff in store for you, and we're going to be back next week with another Ghost Files in between me actually hanging out and giving candy away on the porch. I'm going to be dressed as a Jason Rising version of Jason, kind of. It's my own version of it. So definitely going to be doing that. So now that I got that out of the way, let me pull myself back up to normal mode. Give me a second. Oh, I see him in the chat. Hang on, there's Bama Cooley. Definitely looks good. Yep, man. We can't wait. We had a great time doing it. Looks like Clark Kent. That must have been something from before. Cool. I'd have you as Jason in my fan film, Benny. Well, you never know. Yeah, we do hope everyone enjoys it. Let me see. Boop, 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 boop. I gotta pull. I'm just wondering what I'm doing here. I want to go to this, and then I want to go to this. So bam. All right, cool. Now we're back to normal. You should be Deputy Playboy. Yeah, I know I should do another. We do want to bring back Deputy Playboy. So we're gonna have some fun with that. So anyway, yeah, we're rocking with stuff for next week. So for over the next week, we're gonna have lots of stuff for Womp Stomp Films releasing. We obviously have the closing of the Ghost Chicken campaign. So any help you can do to share those links is gonna be good. As far as Never Hike Alone 2 and things like that, Never Hike Alone 2 should be wrapping up fairly soon. I'm waiting on another round of VHS tapes and Ghost Hawks to land. Once those land, I will go back into shipping mode. Halloween has been incredibly busy, as you can see. So my hope is the first couple of weeks of November, I'm going to be able to stay at home, finish some film, finish some shipping, and get all that done. And then we'll get some other stuff. You're not late. You're here just in time. We got another half hour before I'm jumping over to Davey Deathray's stream. He's doing the St. Mary's food drive. He's helping out with that, raising some charity, which is really, really cool. Let me see. What's this? When I backed last week, it was about 30%. Now it's at 8%. I hope it gets funded. Yeah, no, it's going really, really well. I had a couple people jump in and give quite a bit of money to get some really cool perks, and now everybody's starting to kind of steamroll with it. So it's creating some momentum. I'm really, really excited. And again, if you have backed the campaign, the best thing you can do is share the link this week and press on. We're going to be sharing a bunch of stuff as far as countdowns and all of those things. So I have a pretty good feeling we're going to hit our goal. That's usually the MO, is we'll probably hit it within 3 days to go, is if we stay on this similar track. I feel like the goal after this weekend or early next week, we'll want to get to 9,000. And then that final 2 to 3 days, we'll want to push over. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. How would Officer Playboy look like with a gaping hole in his stomach? We have talked about that if if Officer Playboy comes back for Jason Rising 2, he's going to be in a wheelchair with a colostomy bag, and he's going to be all messed up, and he's going to be complaining and suing suing the entire state for the state that he's in, because no one warned him that he was on cursed ground. I mean, I didn't sign up for that. I just signed up to watch the inmates. I didn't sign up to get completely chainsawed in half. But if you haven't seen, Jason Rising and that crew, James Sweet and Carl Winery, will be launching a campaign on October 29th on Crowdfunder. Now, we've never launched anything on that platform before, but we are going to start and shitting all over the place. That's so funny. We will get Officer Playboy back, I promise you. He has a twin, Steve. Yes, Steve Playboy. So they're launching next week. If we're gonna talk turkey for a little bit, if we want to talk a little bit of indie filmmaking, if we want to talk about some crowdfunding business, I would say this. Anyone, there's a couple people out there who have reached out to me about helping them with crowdfunds and things like that, and I've just noticed not a great trend in crowdfunding this year. I mean, it hasn't been as reliable as it has been in the past. I've found that both Kickstarter and Indiegogo are both sort of in the same boat, in meaning that they both seem to be sort of floundering, especially in the film departments. They've definitely it's been harder to push projects through the film departments. Anything that's not gaming or tech, they've been really struggling with. And I've been kind of dissatisfied with a lot of the just the overall just attitude and demeanor of these crowdfunding sites. They have been the leaders for a long time, but we're trying something new with Crowdfunder. James and I talked about it. If you don't know, if you're a crowdfunder yourself, Indiegogo just recently changed over its platform. It's basically Kickstarter now. They changed all of their layouts. They changed a lot of different things that I thought were actually really nice. They got rid of, and they brought in a lot of new things. Some of it is okay, but still kicking around with it, still not in love with it. And as you guys know, I spent a lot of time on Indiegogo. Kickstarter recruited me, brought me back to Kickstarter, wanted to give that a shot. And I have to say, it's been a pretty lukewarm return to Kickstarter. I haven't really seen a lot of, additional traction that I thought I would. I thought that maybe Kickstarter had a little bit more lively of a film group going and supporting things, but doesn't really seem to be the case. And Indiegogo seems to be tapering off as well, especially with people making over the switch. So, we're going to see how crowdfunding goes. I want to hear from you guys as the Jason Rising crowdfunding campaign does launch. Obviously, look out for those links. Want to hear about your experience. We want to hear about how those sites are treating you and how you find the experience of going through those sites to back your campaign if you feel. And I believe, if James was correct, is that those sites actually run for free, is that they actually don't take as much money from us, which is really, really nice. So definitely check that out, because that's going to be a great one. Hey, what's up, Moy? Moy from Mako Animation is here. Moy and crew, all those guys, really appreciate them helping out with the Ghost Chicken teaser, and can't wait for you guys to see Ghost in the Fog. I've been seeing some of the final compositions come in this week. They're basically laying over what we have right now, and it is looking pretty rad. So let me see. Do you think a crowdfunding platform solely dedicated to movies would be a good idea to make? I believe that that's what these are. There's a few that are just that. And I believe that would be a good thing. I believe that would be a good thing. I think that, when I sit in here, every time I log on to Kickstarter, all I see is the ad for the water drone. That thing's been on there for like 3 months now, and all I see is water drone. I mean, from my experience, I've been a project we love with them 3 times in a row, and our projects have gotten minimal, FaceTime on the front page of their campaigns. It seems that the Project We Love badge and like the Indiegogo Chosen badge, there's things that they kind of hand out willy-nilly. It's not like it really separates too many people from the pack. We were also put in Witch Starter, which every time I go into Witch Starter, I never find us and all this stuff. And every time I email them, I get an out of office reply. So I gotta definitely say, like, if you guys are going into crowdfunding, if you're gonna do anything, word of the wise, just as from my experience in the last year, I've never seen it like this. I mean, every previous years, anytime we've crowdfunding, and that goes into original stuff too, Pathosis and Judy, um, some of the other, like Bath Bomb and things like that. We saw a higher average of backer. We saw more traffic. And then I felt like there were people at both of these companies that were a little more engaged in what we were doing. They were a little bit more helping to push and find avenues for stuff. It just seems that like everyone at these companies now is just sitting back and sort of waiting for things to happen, versus that wasn't like that before. And I don't know what changed, and it's quite unfortunate, but hopefully, we survive this run so we can make it through to the next thing. Here's a mainly Jason question. Hey, Vin, I need your opinion. There's going to be a zombie walk in a nearby town tomorrow. Should I just do it and put on my Jason outfit on? I mean, technically, Jason is a zombie. It wouldn't be far out. Now, Jason, I wouldn't technically call Jason a zombie. He is an undead ghoul. He's not a mindless zombie out there trying to eat brains. He has a mission and a motive that is outside of that realm. He has his own free will and thought. I mean, he does stuff for his mother, but obviously he's there. But long story short, yeah, get out there as Jason. Go walk around. Go walk amongst the dead, and have a variant. Ooh, like a variant Jason might be fun if you have the time to throw that together. King C Writer loved the trailer. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I think, is that Chuck Phelps? I think that's Chuck. You seem discouraged. Yeah, I am a little discouraged by the traffic on crowdfunding all this year. I would say that all 3 of our projects have been a struggle. Like, not that we had Ghost in the Fog, we had Final Cut before that, we had Slay this summer. We had Halloween that we did sort of a co-work on. We're doing Ghost Chicken. I know that's a lot. I just feel like a lot of people reach out to me, with advice and about crowdfunding all the time. And I would just say, market wise, like if I was talking like if this is the stock market, I would say the market is down. I haven't seen as much excitement. I haven't seen different websites really pushing it. Like, we've had trouble getting through to different horror websites that will actually promote this stuff. It's not a sexy thing to promote these days. It's not what's hitting the big time with these with the websites. So that's why it's so important. That's why I keep harping on the fact that, and I talked about this earlier this week on a live with my Womp Stomp Instagram, was that this channel, obviously I only have 16 people hanging out right now because there's people doing other things. But realistically, this channel has over almost 100,000 subscribers. If 100,000 subscribers all got a $15 digital book from Ghost Chicken, that would equal us being able to actually make the animated teaser without having to really spend all that much money, other than getting a lot of the books printed and all of those things. We would then be able to go right and spend a lot of that money on just getting something animated, which would be really, really cool. Same thing on social media. I've just noticed a big change in the way that, it's mostly been in the last year, I would say, and a little bit beyond that too, of the fact that like all of the interfaces have become superior, like sufferously, like, how do I say this? It's like you have to suffer through different levels of like menus just to post something. Whereas before you just type it and post and go. You know what I mean? Now there's like 3 menus. There's all these different options. There's all these things that you got to do. They want you to select this and select. You want a test group. You want this and blah, blah, blah. And they want to lock you into an algorithm and do all these things. And it has hurt our reach. I feel like we're not getting as much of a reach to our backers as we used to. We post things, they don't find their way into the algorithm and move their way along. And I'm not one to sit here and like want to turn my page into something that just follows trends. That's not what Womp Stomp has ever been. We make movies, we make original content, we make original art, we share that with people, and it found its audience. And then all of a sudden, you know, all of these social media platforms have decided that we're not allowed to talk to our audience anymore. We're not allowed first bid to go and be in front of our audience anymore. That's why the thing I was trying to pushing the other, actually it was my 42nd birthday this week on Tuesday, October 21st. And for my birthday, all I was asking for people was please just share the link. And I think I'm going to keep harping on this over the next few weeks. Is that, you know, and just even the next year or so, is that like we really need to start rallying Womp Stomp fans and fans of independent films to really rally around these, because the power of everyone giving a little equaling a lot for independent artists to go out and achieve things is going to be more important than ever, as you see large corporations getting bought up and shared and all that stuff. So definitely, if you're an independent creator, you got to keep an eye out on things right now. It's definitely worth, you know, I think some of my downtime, I'm going to try to take a class or something on, you know, how to game the system. It's just that it keeps changing so much. It's just not fun anymore. You know what I mean? Let's see. Hey, Vin, which Friday the 13th camp counselor most fits your personality? Mine, Andy from part 3. A horny as fuck goopball, number 1 on Jason's shit list. Who was I? Probably a young Tommy. Instagram is in pain right now. I can't follow certain accounts, and I'm guessing people can't follow me back. Yeah, it's really weird. It's weird on the platforms right now. I don't know if it's a recession indicator, but I think it's more of the other way around, is that people are kind of like tightening their belts and they're not spending extra willy-nilly on crowdfunding. And Crystal Lake finished production. I guess you'll do an episode when it releases, the date revealed. Yeah, no, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I meant to bring that up. Crystal Lake wrapped filming. They did a wrap party and all that stuff. Details have been very under wrapped. I think about, you know, I wouldn't jump into, like, I don't want to just jump into things and just be like, oh, hey, they did a wrap party. Like, when there's actual news, like, you know, they had a wrap party, they did wrap the season. You know, they're releasing Funko figures and all these other things that are kind of going on. You know, nothing really all that exciting since the launch of COD and Fortnite. So there's not much to report on Friday the 13th other than like Crystal Lake has been finished. I heard the date March 13th is one to look out for. So Friday the 13th in March is probably when Crystal Lake is going to debut. So keep an eye out for that. So that's what's going on with Crystal Lake. Just keep an eye on the time. We got 15 minutes before Davey. What do you think is a better fight, Jason versus Leatherface or Jason versus Freddy? Personally, I think Leatherface makes more sense. I do like the Jason versus Leatherface comic. I think Jason versus Freddy is the all-timer. They have to be the rivals. In fact, I pitched a Jason versus Freddy sequel in a group this week that was actually pretty cool. That basically Freddy and Jason are in jail. Freddy ends up tricking and killing a demon, stealing its powers and going back to Earth. So Satan employs Jason to go back to Earth and drag him back to hell. And says that if you do this and you achieve this for me, I will reunite you with your mother in hell, and you'll both burn in the lake of fire together. You'll both burn, but at least you'll be together. And that Jason exists in this world where he doesn't just keep killing the counselors over and over again. The counselors come back up and start killing him. And so it's almost like one of those like rogue Friday the 13th, the game like lobbies where like it's just a bunch of a bunch of Chads just running at him with baseball bats and beating the shit out of Jason until he has to get back up and do it all over again. So I think it's funny. I think a lot of people are tapped out financially. I know I would fund more to go to conventions if I could afford to. Yeah, that's what I think. I think a lot of people are tapped up too. Thank you so much. My local convention was very low this year. It was bad. Yeah, there's a couple in the last couple of weeks that have been pretty rough as well. Thank you, Chuck. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Mardina, for the $5 birthday surprise. That is definitely definitely a young Tommy Vinny. That would be fun. I think you need to learn how to crack an AI code to get out there. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like they want you to do these AI chat bots now. That's the thing they want you to buy. Like what Facebook and Instagram want me to do is invest in AI chatbot so that when you click or comment, all of a sudden Womp Stomp Films will message you and start messaging you stuff and acting like a real person, but it's not a real person. It's an AI person. And I don't want that. What is the current T? I don't know, man. I don't know what that means. What do you make up of Jason Universe pushing Savini Jason so hard? Mass, Funko, NECA. A good portion of the new merch is Savini Jason stuff. I just think that I think that was something they were going to do many, many years ago, and they never got a chance to. If you ask me, that's kind of there. In jail. Oh, hell. What is the current percentage of Ghost Chicken? Right now, Ghost Chicken is about 85%, 84. Let me see if it updates if I do this. 8,468. So that's 84.6%. So pretty close. Getting up there. Let me see. What else do I have? Yeah, if you guys want to see this, look at that. Bam, we can take a look at it. So yeah, looking pretty good. For those of you, just so you remember, we have the Spectral Edition. This is the digital version. This is the soft cover version, the hardcover version, the exclusive edition, the extra pack, the exclusive pack. What's the difference between? Oh, that's right, because you get the exclusive cover. I was like, what's the freaking difference? And I made it. The Poltergeist pack, which let's go look at that. So the 3 different editions. Oh, we got the new thing. Oh, nice. I never saw it with the words on there. That's so good. So here we get the glow in the dark chicken. Watch this. It's going to glow. It's going to change, I think. Or it didn't. There it goes. Bam. And then you can be in the book. The Phantom Extra, the Cluckster cameo, and then the Clucking Star. But let me see. This has been... Oh, this got purchased. So this is gone. I think this might be gone. Oh, no, I just can't. Oh yeah, those are gone. So we got the Clucking cameo and the Phantom Extra. So those are the only ones left. There's 2 of these left. Oh, that's so cool. There's been 6 of them. That's awesome. I love that. And then we have this one other one, the Clucking cameo pack. Definitely give this one a look. This one is a lot of fun. I really like this character too. So you're doing there. Yeah, we're almost there. Old McDonald had a ghost chicken on his farm. Yeah. There's actually an Old McDonald joke in there. Do you think you would ever do any Jason comics? I would, but they would sue me. You can't sell me a fake Vinny. That's funny. Let's see. I'd probably be between Steve Christie or Paul. Yeah, Steve Christie's pretty rad. Yep, Chuck, we're almost there. It's getting pretty close. I'm really pumped about it. And then remember, there are also add-ons. If you have backed already, you can get posters, you can add the bag, you can add just shirts, you can add stickers, you can get the original screenplay, another bookmark. Obviously our team, Samuel, who's doing the artwork on the side, Scott, my buddy, who's helping me build this book and do everything else in between, helped me adapt it. Also helped me. It's also doing the lettering. Obviously, that's my dumb mug. So you guys have seen this. You guys have seen the whole thing. Yeah, I like this campaign. I love this is one of the best campaigns we've ever put together, and we can't get Kickstarter to push it hard, which is really just frustrating. The fact that we put all this effort in and they're we're just another one of the bunch. You know what I mean? Let me see. How will you sell the Ghost Chicken comic? Will it be in your own website or something like that on Amazon? Eventually, yes. Eventually, we will bring it there, but only the edition that I showed you. There's an exclusive Kickstarter edition that won't be on there. Is the dad jumping out of Crystal Lake at the end of part 7 the most bull? Yes. I think that is so bullshit because, why didn't they get his... does nobody find any bodies at the bottom of Crystal Lake? They really suck at that. Cool. So I bring an in joke. You did. There's a little bit of a I wonder if it will, I guess we'll have to see how we get that in there, but there is an Old McDonald joke in there. Let me see. All right. We're kind of winding down a little bit. I got another 8 minutes. I can take a few questions. Shit ending to a film. Let me say, I want to turn this into my own question. What's the worst ending to a film of all time? What is the worst ending to a film? I don't know. I can't remember a film maybe Friday the 13th part 2009. That's probably one of the worst endings to a film that I've ever seen. That one was really bad. they're not pushing it hard enough because it's not something that's Jason big IP. Yeah, I think that's another thing too. Like our whole channel's been built on Jason IP, and now that we're pushing other original things, I mean, we've always struggled with it. Anytime we did like Imagine or Pathosis or Bath Bomb or Fragment or anything else that we're working on, it's really tough. It's really tough to get things in. I really feel for it, and it's like you wonder why I keep going back to the to the Friday the 13th stuff. It's because it actually gets people going. The ending to Jason X2 is better than the ending of 2009. Am I wrong? I mean, at least it had like a nice, fun ending. Like, oh, look, there's something. It landed in the lake. Let's go check it out. I mean, there was some fun to that. The mask falling to the like coming in like 2009 sucked. Yeah, obviously we come back to that. Jason X is a masterpiece. Yes, Allie. See, Allie knows. Allie knows me. Let me see what else is going on in the world of Wompage Stompage Films. I don't know, guys. I just know we got one more week till this Ghost in the Fog teaser starts dropping. Let me see. I could probably show you guys some things. Downloads. What would be a good one to show you? I could show you some. Ooh. Let's see. Cool. I won't show you the whole shot. So let's see. Stop screen. Remove from studio. Share screen. Window. Ooh. You guys want to see something else that's cool? Here's a shot from the teaser that's coming up. One of the finalist shots. Ooh. I'll just give you a little bit of, and I'm just toggling back and forth, but you can kind of see what we're doing here. Ooh. All right. So that's your little preview of what's coming next week. You guys got a little sneak peek. Don't tell Juan I showed you guys. I guess I heard of Jim Carrey's possibilities, Freddy Krueger as George Jetson. I heard both those things. I love Jim Carrey, so I'd watch it. It's very atmospheric. We're starting to get the grain in there, really starting to move it along. So it's definitely coming along. Or the reboot of Elm Street. Yeah, that was also bad. Cool. Yeah, look at that. See, you like it? You like it? Thanks, Brian. Really appreciate that. Art style kind of reminds me of the animated cutscenes in Infinite Warzone Zombies mode. Yeah, it's a little bit. We're also trying to go for a little bit of Batman animated series, trying to, really trying to bring the level up. But we're really excited about this. Once you guys see what happens in the scene, I think you're going to see what we're going to. Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters at your house? Yeah, you know what? The kids are getting older now, so I think we might see more trick-or-treaters now in hopefully we see more trick-or-treaters now. That would definitely be a lot of fun. Because I want to chase them around in my Jason costume. Maybe I'll do the podcast in a costume next week. We'll just do it. I'll just sit here as Michael Myers and be silent for like an hour, and we'll call it a day, a Halloween podcast. That'd be pretty fun. Ooh, gave me scary vibes. Cool. I guess you guys are like all getting the ads a little bit behind me. So reminder, this stream hopefully should, when I finish it, switch over to Davey Deathray's stream. I will be joining him in about 4 minutes. In fact, while I'm here, I should double check to make sure I still have the link. I do have the link. Oh, that's gonna be fun. So yeah, definitely join me over for Davey Deathray's stream in a little bit. Sin City, yes. Also Sin City, it's gonna be black and white with red all over. All the blood is gonna be red. And then the axe, you can, if you didn't see there real quickly, there's a little bit of hint of yellow. We're still working on that shot a little bit. That's actually, it's funny. I showed you the one shot I gave notes on. Good. I'll see you there. Slay is doing well. I know that they're working on it, so I actually got to check in with those guys. I actually just got an email from somebody that I got to forward to them because they were wondering what was going on. But Slay is in production, and I know that they're trying to ship out as many perks as possible. So I do need to check with that team and see how they're doing. But last time I heard, it was going pretty well. All right, so I got one more thing. I used to put a black light on the porch and put fluorescent paper and streamers on the porch for a disco effect. Now I live on a ranch. You know what? That's a pretty good idea, Martina. Maybe I want to get some lights out there. We're gonna make it creepy for the kids. We're gonna scare some kids tomorrow. But anyway, if you have joined me tonight, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm going to sign off and I'm going to head over to Davey Deathray's stream momentarily. But I should be back next week for the final night of Ghost Chicken. Again, please help me share that link around this week. We'll release artwork. You guys can definitely take that as much as you want and go there. And oh man, I keep hitting things on the thing. But let me take this away. And again, back Ghost in the Ghost Chicken, get that thing around, get that link around. Ghost in the Fog is still open as well. So if you want to get your name in the credits of either that or the final cut, that is still open, and all that fun stuff there. But this is going to be it for me tonight on this stream. I'm heading over to Davey Deathray's stream right now. I got to race over. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. If I don't see you over there, and if I do see you over there, I'll see you in a little bit. You guys have a great one, and I will see you guys on the trail.